Alright guys, welcome to the Unit 3 Cycle 1 Level 2 Sigma video. So today we're going to learn how to write linear equations given a scenario. So as a quick review, two things you've already learned about. You've learned about them in Level 2 Triangle and Level 2 Infinity. We've learned about how to find a linear equation from a table and from a graph. So we're going to review that real quick before we go into scenarios. So, from a table, how you write the equation of a line is you first of all need a point and you need a slope. So the way you find a point is you just look at the table and you pick one. So I'm going to pick this first point, negative 14, 3. So this is a point, negative 14, comma, 3, right? Then to find my slope, I would do change over y, change in y over change in x. So my slope would be my change in y over my change in x, right? Change in y would be 3 to 6. Those numbers are getting bigger by 3. So I would do plus 3. Negative 14 to negative 12. Those numbers are getting bigger by 2. So I'd do plus 2. So my slope would be 3 over 2. And once I have my slope and I have my point, there's two ways we can do it. We could plug it into the point-slope form, or we could plug it into the slope-intercept form. Here, I'm going to plug it into the slope-intercept form. So y equals mx plus b, right? I need to plug in my m, I need to plug in my x and y. Okay, so my y is 3, so I'm going to plug in 3 right here, equals, my slope is 3 halves, negative 14 is my x, plus b. So now I need to solve for b. The way I solve for b is I first figure out what this would be, and I can use a calculator. So I grab my calculator, and I can do 3 halves times negative 14. I can put it in the calculator, 3 over 2, in parentheses, negative 14. So I get negative 21. So I would have 3 on this side equals negative 21 plus b. And then to solve for b, I could add 21 on both sides. So I would get 24 equals b. So now that I know my b, and now that I know my m, so my y-intercept is b, my slope is m, I can put that in an equation, y equals mx plus b. Y equals 3 halves. This is my slope right here. This is my y-intercept. 3 halves x plus 24. Okay, so that would be my equation for that table. Okay, so now to find the equation of the line from the graph, again, I need my slope and my y-intercept. So remember, y equals mx plus b. So my slope is rise over run, and my y-intercept is just where the line crosses the y-axis. So here, my equation, let's first find slope. So to find slope, I find rise over run. My rise here, if I start from this point to this point, my rise would be up 2. If I went up 2, my rise would be up 2. My run would be over 3 to the right. So it looks like my slope here is 2 over 3. Okay, now my y-intercept is simply where the line crosses the y-axis. So right here, it crosses it right here at negative 4. So my b equals negative 4. Plug that into this equation, my slope is 2/3 x minus 4. Okay, so this is my equation for that line. Okay, so now skipping down to this section, we're going to now look at the main part of this video, which is finding the linear equation from a scenario. A scenario is just a word problem. So we could have two different types. Some of our word problems may have us write the equation in standard form, which, as a reminder, is ax plus by equals c. And if it's then, these are the kinds of things that would indicate that we are writing it in standard form. It is used when we have two different variables. We have two different variables. It is also used sometimes, or we will not always have a coefficient, basically. And we will get to what that means here in a second. But basically, if we have two different variables, our equation is going to look like ax plus by equals c. That's the format we're going to take. On the other hand, slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. And this is used when we have words like each, per, rate, every, and that would indicate our slope. Or words like start, begin, a fee, stuff like that, that would be your y-intercept. Okay? So we're going to be given a scenario, and we need to ask ourselves, okay, do we have two different variables? Or are we using words like slope and y-intercept? Right? This is typically just going to have one variable. On this side, this is going to have two. Okay? So using this as a guide, let's tackle a few. Okay? So get out your next page, or flip it over. You're going to be on this page. So, Unit 3, Cycle 1, Level 2, Sigma, Learn. This is still the same activity. So example 1, it says Ryan has collected 80 baseball cards. He plans to purchase 2 cards each week to add to his collection. Write the equation that best represents this situation. Well, if we look at our guide, what kind of words are we using here? We're using like each week, right? He's purchasing 2 cards each week. And we're really only dealing with one variable, the cards. So the form we're going to use is slope-intercept form. So that's what we want our equation to look like. We want to use y equals mx plus b. But y equals mx plus b. So we need to first figure out what our m is. Well, if we look at our guide, our slope, which is our m, is words like each, per, rate, every. And if we look here, he purchases 2 cards each week. So that is your slope. He purchases 2 cards each week. Each is your buzzword for slope. So your slope is 2. Now for y-intercept, he has collected 80 baseball cards. So he started with, remember, started with 80. So your y-intercept would be 80 baseball cards. That's how many he started with. Okay. Now, all you do is you write y equals, you add the x, plus 80. So this would be your equation for example 1. It'd be in slope-intercept form. Okay, now, example 2, Amber is going to the state fair with her friends. She has $115 to spend on food and rides. Write this equation that best represents this situation. So here, we need to figure out how many variables we have. We have food, that's one variable, and we have rides. So since we have two different variables, calls for standard form. So we need to write our equation in this form. AX plus BY equals C. Okay? Now, C is going to be the total. So the total amount of money she has to spend is $115. That's her total. That's C. That's C. So this would be C, 115. Now to figure out the two other variables, we're just going to name food F. And we're going to name rides R. Those are our two variables. We don't know how much she has of each, so we're just going to label it F plus R equals 115. So this would be your answer for example 2. All this is saying is she has money to spend on food and money to spend on rides, and all that's going to equal $115. That's all there is to it. When you have two variables, you're going to put it in this form. You're going to say this is how much she has to spend on food, this is how much she has to spend on rides, and that all equals $115. Okay, example 3, we're going to look. Okay, do we see words like each and per and rate and every? We do, right? So we see each. So that means we're going to use y equals mx plus b. We're going to use y equals mx plus b. Okay? So our slope is where each is. If we can travel 32 miles for each gallon of gasoline, each indicates our slope. So our slope here would be 32. Okay, now for y-intercept, how many gallons of gasoline does the car start with? Well, since we are not given that information, we can just assume that this doesn't really exist. There isn't a y-intercept. All we know is a car can travel 32 miles for each gallon of gasoline. So we know it's 32x. Y equals 32x. But since we don't really have a y-intercept, our final answer would be y equals 32x. We don't need to write the plus 0. Alright, and now we are going to go ahead and skip example 4. Okay, skip example 4 and move on to example 5. So Janie has decided to sign up for the yoga classes her gym is having next month. The registration fee is $15 and each class costs $3. Write the equation that best represents this situation. So right off the bat, we should be asking ourselves, okay, what kind of words is it using? Is it using words like each and per and rate and every? Well, let's take a look. Janie has decided to sign up for the registration. The registration fee, that's a buzzword, right? That's a buzzword for the y-intercept. Fee is $15. And each, that's a buzzword for slope. Each class costs $3. So, since we had some buzzwords in here that mean slope-intercept form, we're going to write it in slope-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b. So this would be our slope. X plus b, our y-intercept. Okay, so we would fill in the blanks. So our slope, as we just determined, each class costs $3. So our slope is 3. Y equals 3x, and then my y-intercept is a phi. As here, my buzzword here for phi was y-intercept. So 3x plus 15. Okay. So this would be my equation for example 5. Y equals 3x plus 15. So far we've used slope-intercept form 3 times and the standard form 1 time. So let's see what we do for example 6. First of all, let's check and see if we have any buzzwords here. Mary bought 20 items at the grocery store. She bought some produce and some snack foods. Well, I don't see any words like each or beginning or start. And it looks like we have 2 variables. We have produce and we have some snack foods. Right? So we're going to write the equation that best represents this situation. If Mary bought 20 items, that's how many she has total. Remember, our equation is ax plus by equals c. Okay? So 20 is our total. So 20 would be our total, which would equal c. Okay? We would put that here. That's our total. It's 20. And then my 2 values are produce and some snack foods. So I could write that as P. I could label that P plus, and let's just call snack foods S. So this would be some snack foods as S. My produce would be P. So it's still in the format of AX plus BY equals C. Standard form. P plus S equals 20. Okay, so now if I have specific values given for produce or specific values given for snack foods, I would write those in front of P or in front of S. But that's basically how you do this. Okay, so flip it over and work on the demonstrate side. You guys got this. Just ask yourself, okay, first of all, am I dealing with standard form or slope-intercept form? The way you figure that out is standard form is you have 2 distinct variables. Slope-intercept form, you're using words like each or per or rate or every. So which one you're working with, that would determine which equation you use, and then you go for it. Okay, so you guys got this. Good luck.